Hello everyone, welcome to SIG Node CI meeting. Today is Feb 7. I want to start with the agenda. The first one is by Sergey. Are there serial tests for E2E nodes? This is a question from Sidecar Workgroup meeting. So,
Yeah.
sir,
Yeah, we've been looking at sidecar tests. Sidecar was an alpha feature, and we added special test lanes for those. So we enable feature gate and we test this. But now it's beta and it's enabled by default, so we clean it up, and we realized we don't have E2E underscore node test lane for serial tests, and we have few of them is an E2E underscore node. So I wonder if anybody saw those. Please let me know. Otherwise, I will just add a new one.
We have a lot. They're all over. I think depending on, we have some for container RD, we have some for cryo. I think we even also have alpha serial jobs.
Are those in E2E underscore node or cluster tests?
Oh, I see. Sorry, you're saying ETE/node.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah. I don't know if we have those. So I will add those. You're right. That's
uh,
why I'm asking, because I know we have some tests scattered all around the place.
sorry, yeah, I was surprised with the question you're asking. To be honest, the ETE/node, I am very confused at what, like, even how to run those. So, and also a lot of the alpha, it's less clear to me on those. Like, I think there might be, but I don't know if they're under SIG Node because I don't think we add tests under there.
Yeah, we do. Like we have all the standalone kubelet tests there, and we have a few non-standalone, like for container lifecycle.
Yeah, I just mean that I'm not clear if they're under the SIG Node test grid or if they're like separate, like as part of a conformance test suite or whatever.
No, we had few that were under SIG Node, and like sidecar tests were added under SIG Node, but now we just need to generalize it. Okay. Yeah, thank you for feedback, Kevin. I will add this.
okay, thank you. The next one is by Ed for GPU device plugin. Which tests are targeted with this feature? Is Ed on the
Yeah,
call?
I'm here.
Hi.
May show it. It would be faster probably, because explaining it, I don't know. I can start, but if you can make me a co-host, I will just share the code and. Okay. Share screen. Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't share, but
Thank you for
so
sharing.
let me try to explain. So we have a like generic GPU device plugin tests, not GPU device. So those are generic. They are using sample plugin, so it's not related to GPU at all. And we have like two two features that I used to filter them out, like basically in the focus of some jobs. But yeah.
I just stopped sharing. Can you try now, please?
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Okay, so my Mac doesn't actually like it want to reopen this, so I will.
Okay.
You can probably continue, and then at the end of the meeting I will show it. So it requires some like at least Zoom reload. So feel free to continue without me. I will be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Thank you. So that's all we have in the agenda. I'll go over the test grid. Is my test grid tab visible?
Yes.
Okay. So I was looking at this here at the SIG Node tab. I see in release blocking, these are failing. Let's see. Without SRIOV device in the system with CP manager, none policy should expect the response. Connection refused error. Sergey, in case of errors that are related to specific tests, how do we triage or how do we find out the owner?
Can you
And
switch the tab? Is it Flake or persistent?
looks like it passes sometimes, but most of the times it's failing. Let me look at another one if it is the same test. Oh, it doesn't look like. And we need to admit a critical pod. Phase of critical which is unexpected. Okay. Device manager. Yeah, looks like all different tests are failing at different times. Yeah, this looks like test failure specifically and not connection related failure. Let me look at one more. Yeah, this is the one that I own. Yeah, so it's all different tests. So should we leave them as is?
I mean, there are flakes, so at some point we'll need to look at this. Can you see, like, in the past, was it as flaky? I don't remember it being that flaky.
Okay.
Yeah, you can switch the compact view to like super compact or something. It's easier.
Oh, say that again.
So in the left corner, there is a size button, and you can switch it to, yeah, super compact or compact. Make
Okay.
it
Yeah, this is the farthest I can scroll. So looks like it's kind of similar. Like it was passing more before, but yeah, recently there are a lot more failures.
Yeah, there all seems to be some connection problem.
Yeah,
Oh, it's timeout.
time issues, connection issues. Just look at one more. Yeah, looks like some network and timeout related issues. Do we want to do anything around this?
Yeah, we may need to file a bug to try to understand what's going on. But I remember one other issues with timeout. Kevin was investigated for a very long time. I think it's still active.
It's for cryo. Unfortunately, the kubelet cryo jobs are not displaying the test grid, but the serial container D1 seem to be fine.
Yeah, but
But
there are also timeouts. I'm not sure. Maybe those timeouts are like individual test timeouts. So maybe just machines are not powerful enough.
But but then those are all different tests. Like we saw a couple of tests failing. It's not just like one or two. I saw four or
could you look at how long these jobs are running for?
say that again.
Uh, can you hour and 40 minutes. I was asking how long these jobs are running, just to see if like they're uh
Where can I look at that?
it's
Start,
right up
no, started and failed.
I
Yeah.
see. So this one for 1 hour 37 minutes. Yeah, around 1 hour 40 minutes.
And look
Is
at successful as well, just in case.
sorry.
Look at successful run as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Successful run. Yeah, around the same time.
So yeah, probably individual tests start timing out. And in the past, it was happening because like we added more tests and like they start racing, or VM became smaller or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think okay, maybe not. I was under like looking at the tests, the ones that failed at least show me 1 hour 40-ish minutes, but the one that passed is around 137, but then I found another one that failed and is around 137. So yeah, there is no relation as such, I would say. Relation with
Yeah.
the job timing and this. So do we want to file a bug for this?
I mean, making it green would be very nice. I don't know
Okay.
if anybody willing to take a look right now. Let's maybe file a bug and start trying to see if somebody can take a look.
Okay, sounds good. Everything else, this
Yeah.
is
Also,
included.
one thing I like for ones that were really flaky for a while, I think we did start. Like, I know I moved one of them that was always flaking. So these tests have been flaky for a while, but and it was we could, if we can't get it fixed, we could always move it to maybe a less important job. But it would be ideal to fix them. But that was at least like I do think we have an option now of marking jobs as flaky, and then it's actually not clear to me where they go for that anymore, but it is an option if we want to try and get the test screen and like especially I think the pod resources one has been failing for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can take a look at it. At least I know one of the tests that I own, which is the killer one, that can be removed from release blocking, maybe, or yeah, we'll have to look at individual tests and decide, I would say. Looking at this one, this is C group V1. Uh, I don't think any of the tests ran here, right? This seems to be a failure in cube test up itself. Cluster failed to initialize within these many seconds. Are we running any tests here? I am not able to follow. Um, this looks like a failure in the initialization itself.
Yeah, indeed.
And which is the actual test? Is this the one, right?
It it looks like you're right. They're not starting, so there is a infrastructure issue that's causing this not to even really be created to start running.
Okay. So how do we debug these ones then?
I mean, you could look at the logs and see if anything looks uh possible. You could also I would probably suggest creating an issue. There has been some work being done on these tests lately. So I know I think there was a lot of failures last week. So there might be some related issues, but I'm not as tuned in on that right now.
I
Okay.
think it looks the same as this failing GPU tests, and it was fixed today. Kevin, you asked Deems about it. Like I saw your comment, so that's like this. The error message cannot connect to the API server address. Actually, looks the same as for GPU failure, so it
Got it.
could be related.
Okay. Uh, Could you please link the issue in the notes if possible, or share it with me on chat here?
You can. So I will find and.
Yeah,
But if you can go to this failing tests, it's in container D tab, I think. SIG Node container D, and then it has GPU in the name. So this one. Yeah, and now it's like running, but you can look it. It was
I
if
see.
the message the same, you see.
Okay.
So, and I will try to find that bug. Kevin probably knows it better than me.
Okay. Yeah, looks like this ran today, and so did this one. Okay, I can take a look at it and follow up after the meeting then. Thank you. Uh, I suppose the EKS ones have been failing for a while now. Looking at these serial tests. Oh, these are the flaky ones. Let me see here. No, yeah, these are the ohm killer tests that are anyway flaky. Maybe we could mark at least this one as a flaky test.
I don't think it's flaky, it's failing.
Okay.
I would probably
Yeah,
look
this.
into that.
Okay. It did pass here, right? Just
I
one
did
out.
pass once, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Um, killer test. Whatever, actually. Okay, I'll take a look at this one today. Uh, Pod resize container D. Are these new tests? What's the error? Same cluster failed to initialize. This did not run after 2.6. So this can be related or maybe can be fixed in the same way, I suppose.
Hey, Sergey, this one might be a test to look into, actually, for your question. I think if I remember right, in place pod resize, I think might have been implemented as a test ete/node.
Yeah. Okay. Can can you add
Yeah.
it into like my agenda item as well? Obviously, I'll double check on this. But in any case, it probably will be separate lane for now because it's alpha features that is disabled. We will have a generic test. We still need alpha feature enabled, like special one.
Okay. Even the C group V2 container DE2E is failing. I see a lot of these then. Fail to initialize the cluster. All
Yeah,
infra.
something changed.
Sorry?
Yeah, something changed. I don't know what.
Okay. Okay. Node kubelet container de eviction. Mm, yes. This looks like a different failure. Let me see for how long has this been failing. Almost forever. Past.
I'm
Yes.
looking into sort of, I can't, I'm in deep on this one for the image FS stuff, so they are definitely a pain. But essentially the issue is something to do with the sorting, and eviction is kind of flaky, and what this is saying is the eviction manager is killing the innocent pod before the one of priority one, but it's actually not clear to me how this ever worked, because we don't, in some of these jobs we don't set priority classes, and then we use our own way of ranking these, which is a bit odd to me. But I don't understand why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And yeah,
Yeah, worked once. Uh, so you're still looking into it, right?
well, I'm kind of looking into it for the image FS stuff. I've been looking at it for a while. It's kind of difficult to get. I feel like I fix one issue and another one appears. So these tests are kind of difficult.
Um, do you know anyone who else can help us look into it, or maybe answer
Probably not.
questions?
Not
Okay.
really. Uh, I don't really know. I think these have been around for a while. I don't know. Ryan, do you know? Is there anyone you think we could
But
think of to bring in on these tests?
um, I mean, I'm not sure. The way that they're written, I think needs some help. I don't think I can do that at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, does need. Um, I have an issue related to this already, so I'm looking into these. So I'll keep looking.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Is that all that we look at, Sergey? Are these the only tabs, like the first three ones, or any other that we want to look at?
Yeah, we periodically look at more than that, but yeah, we can. In interest of time, we already like half an hour passed, so we can switch to issues board.
Okay. Remove container deprecated registry options. This is this related to tests?
Yeah, because it's how image is set up for container containers. You can assign to me, or maybe Raven. Raven is looking into that too.
And do you know his? Okay.
Yeah, this one.
And triaged.
Yeah, just move to need review. There's
What was
no need
the
to triage PR, but
what was the label?
not a label, just in a different column. Go up and
Remove from project.
no. I mean, move to PR's need review column.
Needs reviewer.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Welcome. Cryo add CI cryo CDI device plugin job. This is by Ed.
Yeah, this is mine. It's just adding new job. So we are going to promote this feature, CDI support in the device plugin to GA, and that requires this job.
Okay.
You can assign it to me if you want. I think the only thing I think you have to do to fix it, I think you have to change all uppercase CDI to lowercase.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it before, so just see that a couple of jobs failing. I will fix it.
Okay. Assigning it to Kevin then.
I guess the other question, one thing I've noticed with this having the periodic jobs is nice, but also, do you think we want to try to add a pre-submit for these?
That actually is related to my upcoming question about this GPU plugins job. So it's the issue is bigger from my point of view. So it seems, if I understand this thing correctly, that we are not running device plugins jobs at all. So, and device plugins API are GA feature. So we need to do something about it, and running couple of CI jobs, like for containerd and cryo and periodic job. But
All right.
Doesn't have any periodic jobs, you said, right?
yeah, it looks like it doesn't have any, but I could be wrong. So that's why I actually wanted to share and explain what I found out.
I see. Okay, I can take a look at it after the meeting and confirm. Moving on to this, migrate pull Kubernetes CTI container DGC to community cluster. Okay, and why is that? Can you add the resources? Sergey, do you know why we want to move this to part of this
I mean, we want to move everything to community only.
to community clusters? Okay, so this is just the change then. Does anyone want to take a look at this?
Yeah, I can take a look.
Okay. This also moves to needs reviewer then.
Yes.
Fix device plugin feature flags. A lot of test infra jobs use this, but it resolves to no test cases. Test
Yeah,
use
that's what I was. So I
interest.
would propose to leave it in this column, and I will explain later, and we can move it. So
That's good.
that's basically about the same thing.
Okay. Bump NPD from this version to this. It's just a cleanup. Okay. So we are waiting for the author.
I think it's not relevant to test. So,
So should I remove it from here?
yeah, just move to archive it. Because I think we need to handle it outside of a test specific.
Do we want to do anything here? Archive it? That's
Yeah,
it?
archive it. Thank you.
Thank you. Add test cases for serialize and parallel image pulling. Kind cleanup. Okay. Kubelet parallel image pull limit.
Yeah, it's marked as a draft. And I wonder if
It's still a draft.
it's still marked as a draft.
Yeah. So we want to
Then
move it.
waiting on author.
Move to.
Waiting on author. Yeah, we are waiting on author. Thank you.
Okay. DRA E2 instructions for setting up cluster with autoscaler support. Okay. Documentation doesn't look like related to tests.
Yeah, it's in tests directory. That's why
I see.
it appears in this column. But
Okay.
basically, it's just an instruction for developer.
Okay. Sergey, does this stay in the test board or
You can archive it from here, but you can also assign to me to move forward. On the documentation I can. Did you take a look?
I didn't, but I know what what is it about. So it's
Yeah,
I can have a look at as well. So
thank you. Because I can meet some substance, but I can make a overall review.
okay.
thanks, Ed? Yeah, so we are left with this one. We are doing it in the last, or do you want to do it now, Ed? Okay, I assume we'll do it in the last. Does anyone want to host the bug triage section?
Uh, Wait, Ed wanted to talk about GPU tests, right?
Yeah,
Do you still want to try? Ed?
Ed, you're muted.
Sorry, that would be nice. So if I can share my screen, so
Yeah,
you can at least try again. This
sure.
time
Can
it
you
should work probably. Nope, still doesn't work. It says host disabled participant screen sharing. So.
Oh, sorry. After you rejoined,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So now I think I can share.
We see Slack. Okay, we see browser.
Do you see my screen? No.
Yeah, we see a browser now.
Okay. So first of all, about the tests that we are running. So it looks like we are running something, but in fact we are not, because the only test case I can see that is for Windows, and that probably is skipped, most probably. So and that's actually the only one device plugin test I could run. I could find here. So I mean in on the SIG node. So if there are others, please point me out to those. But that's what I see. We like seemingly have something running, but it doesn't do anything. And now let me share the test code. So basically what I'm talking about is two quite big tests, one for device manager and another one that we are looking at is for device plugins. And the problem here is with labeling. So it has this feature device plugin probe, which is not used anywhere in test infra repository. And another feature, device plugin probe, node feature, which is also not used. So basically, those tests they are never focused on. So let me see, like how let me show how those probes, those features are defined here. So one is device plugin probe, and it's node feature. And another one should be also, is the same, but it's a feature. So, and here is the job that I showed, the job configuration, and it's focused on GPU device plugin, which basically is something else, because the test cases I showed, the code, it doesn't cover GPU testing. It just covers like generic device plugin functionality. So something is kind of messed up here, I would say. And maybe I'm missing something, but that's what I see, at least. And
Give you some history. Long time ago, there was a
yeah.
GPU device plugin was the only test, and then we added the sample device plugin. And at that time, it happened because GPU device plugin tests were failing because of some infrastructure problems, and then we decided that we want to limit infrastructure problems and use cheaper machines. So we switched to like sample device plugin. And I think those just leftovers from there. Maybe like I'm a little surprised that we still have GPU device plugin tests.
Well, it actually exists. So like here, the bottom on my screen, there is NVIDIA GPUs test cases, and then they actually have this GPU device plugin label, and it belongs to SIG scheduling. At least it's on the E2E scheduling directory. So we are not running those for SIG node jobs, but it exists. So
does it only check that given the node label, device label, it will be scheduled there? So it doesn't check. It doesn't need GPU machine, right? It just.
I think it might need it. So this one actually, let me see, starting GPU job, blah, blah, blah. It depends on which devices they're actually using. But I assume they are actually using GPU devices for this test somehow. I need to look closer, but anyway, so from my point of view, we should on like to run this these tests, we need probably relabel, like either come up with new labels and update the job description for to focus on those. So there are two again types of tests, like for device manager and for device plugin, and we are not running those, and both belongs to device plugin API, which is GA. So
I did
that should be fixed. Yeah.
a triage one. I do see them, at least the device plugin ones. I see them in some of the serial jobs, like the kubelet serial container RD. I see us using the device plugin probe.
That's what I see here.
Oh, those are the only
So
ones
like
that I
all the jobs that are actually using these labels. But then they're using GPU device plugin label, not the device plugin probe or whatever it's called. So nothing is actually selected, even even if there are jobs that are supposedly like running those tests. Okay, so
Are you willing to clean it up and
yeah, I already created PR, but I need probably to rethink it a bit, because so my idea is that we should get rid of these two labels and come up with just like simple device plugin label, and it should be either feature or node feature, but not both, because it doesn't make sense. We are not running anything, so why do we need like two labels? So, but I can take care of it. So
okay, and it'll be interesting to know whether we actually run with GPU nodes, like whether we run those tests with GPU nodes.
yes, I will look at it. So if we are not running those tests, then I will just remove those jobs.
There was also a call from, well, I think Dims was asking, I think SIG Node to take a look at these GPU jobs, because I think something to do with their provider or the GCP provider, and I think these were one of the jobs that they were trying to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be worth figuring out, like,
yeah, if you can point me out to like
yeah,
where to
unfortunately,
find
it's
this information.
a Slack thread that I don't know if I remember where I found it. I'll look and I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am going to take care at least of these tests and make them running, and I also look at this scheduling GPU device test. If it doesn't use like any GPU devices, then I will probably make it use like these device plugin labels. So
Yeah, I mean, one alternative is to instead of removing, just beef it up and like, make sure that we test GPU devices. With all this AI/ML all around the place, it may be interesting idea to revive it and get it back. But I don't know if you like. Let's see what you'll find first, and then decide.
okay, but that could be a good next step. So first we need to make sure that we are running what like the tests we already have.
Exactly. Yeah, and I remember at that time it was like people were really concerned that NVIDIA device plugin may not be. I mean, we don't want to test NVIDIA device plugin features per se, but at the same time, sample device plugin is too primitive to test all the scenarios. So something real would be nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's hard to decide to right approach. So if you figure out what's going on right now, it will be helpful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at the box really quickly. Dixie, can you just continue with the box?
Are you able to see my screen?
No.
And there are 27 bugs. Looks very scary.
Yeah, maybe we can do a few of them. We only have 15 minutes.
Okay, at least 5. Reword mode in app armor page. This is not related to SIG docs, SIG auth.
I mean, App Armor is part of SIG Node, so we need to take a look.
Okay. I see Tim has a comment here. Then what is the feature of App Armor, not Kubernetes? So App Armor profile management is handled outside of this.
I'm planning to rewrite these docs as part of the App Armor GA. So
Okay. Are you? Should I assign it to you?
I think it's already assigned to me.
Okay. So Sergey just triage accepted then?
Yes, please.
Triage accepted. Thanks, Tim. E2E tests slated for removal when we drop cloud providers. I think this is a known one. Do we have anything?
This is the one that I was actually mentioning. I just found it right before we brought it up. There are some GPU. They were calling out some of the GPU tests as not exactly clear what the full context of what's going on here, but it sounds like they were being planned to be removed. So, but there's a lot more, obviously, end-to-end tests than just ours here.
So
Can you take a look at part of your investigation on GPU? Yes.
Yeah, sure. You can assign me.
thanks, Ed.
But we cannot triage it in because I mean, it's more than just.
I wouldn't assign it to him because I think that this one is way more than just one person. I mean, I guess you can
Okay,
say.
you already
Yeah,
CC.
you can CC me.
Yeah,
so that
already
should be
did,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
And where does this go then? Triage accepted? It's still triaging it because it does require other people.
We can't triage it. I don't know what to do with this bug. Maybe we can triage it access for everybody and just move it out of our way. So otherwise, we'll look at it every single triage.
Devin said controller and graceful node shutdown manager disagree when making workloads placement decision. Um, Currently, when
I think our team is looking pretty heavily at this one right now. So I think we are actually, I think there's an issue with the daemon set in the graceful node shutdown, and we're still kind of discussing the right path forward. But basically, the graceful node shutdown, when a node is shut down via graceful node shutdown, we're noticing the daemon sets pods are still being scheduled to that node. It's not exactly clear, the solution, but don't know if I agree with it being labeled a bug, to be honest, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, probably yes, arguably. If we want a GA to graceful node shutdowns, it doesn't work in all use cases with workloads. So you definitely need to figure this out. It's not really a feature request. It's more of a bug too. We need to fix it.
Yeah, I see there are a couple of other issues as well related to graceful node shutdown. Do we have a plan as to when we want to GA this, or is anyone taking care of it? I'm just ceasing myself because I'm interested.
Not sure. Sergey, do you know what the plan is on GAing this?
Graceful node shutdown. I think there was some bugs that were maybe with graceful node shutdown and endpoints, and we said that it's blocking GA. That's why nobody took it. So, but I mean, we really need to GA it. It's already been in the state for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can look at it in the next cycle, at least have it on the board so that it gets prioritized. Um, I see a couple of issues related to graceful node shutdown. Just copy in the notes so that I can take a look at it.
We
Uh,
talked to the Red Hat workloads team today, and they mentioned that workloads is working on a I don't know what to call it. They called it something special. Some sort of KW is on this call. Christoph.
The node maintenance cap. Let me
Yes.
get you the link 1 second.
So their workloads is working on a node maintenance cap that might relate to how graceful shutdowns works. And so we might want to participate in that and guide it and try and get graceful shutdowns to coincide with it.
okay. Do you have a work group where you discuss these?
Um, we just asked the workloads team at Red Hat about what their direction was for their cap, and so we might want to attach it to graceful shutdowns for node team.
Okay, okay. Sounds good. So should I mark it as triage accepted, Sergey?
If the consensus that this is a bug, then yes.
Is there a consensus on that?
Not really. I mean, it's a bug in graceful shutdown. The fact that graceful shutdown won't work with daemon sets, but I think it's kind of like a by design sort of issue that we're kind of running into.
We can call it feature.
Want to change the label?
Yeah, maybe we can mark it as a feature and remove kind bug kind feature. And we definitely need to mention it from the graceful node shutdown cap. I don't know if you can link cross-link. Oh, it's already cross-linked.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Service account secrets are not being enforced correctly. Version 128. When you specify secrets under service account, it should restrict access apart from when using environment from. As per the documentation, it restricts secrets correctly. For example, you call them in the environment in a kind deployment in this case, but when you use n from, even if it is even if the secret is not specified under service account, the deployment is able to access it. Okay. Is this related to SIG-Node?
I think this should be tagged SIG auth.
Yeah.
It's probably also working as intended.
Yeah.
Do we still want to stay on this one or should I remove this?
Let's remove SIG node.
Remove SIG node. Is this correct?
Yeah. I have the same feeling. It's work as expected.
Okay. And do we do anything to remove it from here?
Yeah, I just manually remove from here.
Sounds good. Pending image downloads of deleted containers are never interrupted, leading to possible DOS. Okay. Pending image downloads of deleted containers are never interrupted, leading to possible DOS. During a research project on Kubernetes, we discovered a potential bug on reasonably recent version. This affects clusters regardless of container runtime use. By exploiting the fact that CRI API does not maintain the container download status, we created a denial of service via resource exhaustion. I see. Trying to see if there are other people on this. Okay. When a user deploys a pod, the deployed container may rely on the image that is not present on the target node, triggering a download by the container runtime. However, if the pod is deleted before the container runtime completes the download will be carried on anyway. I see. Kubernetes tracks no information at all about the download, and there is no way of interrupting it unless the container runtime is forcibly terminated and recreated. This does look like a bug, but we'll have to reproduce it. How we reproduce? Okay. Is anyone interested? There is also, I think, a research paper link available. This does lie in the SIG node, right, Sergey? Because
Yeah, absolutely. It's I don't know if it's a container runtime problem or kubelet problem. So
I mean, I
kubelet,
think it's kind of both.
yeah, yeah, I think
Because the runtime wouldn't know if the pod is deleted mid-pull. So the kubelet cryo or container runtime don't have a way to communicate, interrupt this image pull, actually give up. I think that's part of it.
but I didn't get it to the end. Like, does it say that it wouldn't be garbage collected later, or it will be terminated? Like, is the image is malformed as well?
basically the problem is, like if you see here, it will waste node CPU and network bandwidth and block the download queue, right? That is also a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The impact on cluster is twofold. I'm not seeing anything related to garbage collection here.
Yeah, I wonder how it worked before. Like, in any version of kubelet, you can schedule something and it will start downloading the image, and nothing else will be downloaded while this image is being downloaded. I'm trying to understand if there are some garbage collectors not working on anything.
I think really what they're complaining about is like even before the garbage collector could even kick in, the image needs to be pulled. And I think the issue that they're finding is like combination of the images being pulled even though the pod creation is being stopped, and then also like the image is being pulled regardless of the size of the image, and they're implying like this that could lead to a DOS scenario. Like if it's a very large image, then like very, very large, for instance, the runtime will just blindly pull it, not worry about how long it'll take or how much resources it'll take. And this could cause the node to be DOSed. This kind of feels like a way that we could solve this. I think we might need to discuss this at broader SIG node, but kind of like the exec sync DOS that happened where like it used to be unbounded amount of memory that like an exec probe could take. And I think maybe we may, to do anything about this, we may need to like impose an image size limit where the runtime checks the image size of the registry before pulling. And if it's over a certain size, like denies it or something like that.
Yeah, so paging on interrupted image, like pods, that has nothing to do with that, right? So you can have like a lot of small pods with very heavy images, and they will basically hold any progress on the node. They will consume whole CPU and whole disk.
I wonder if part of it is like there's no way for an admin to be like, oh no, these pods are DOSing the node. Let's save the situation by stopping the pod. Like once the image begins to be pulled, even if you realize it's a problem or it's not like a malicious actor, there's no way to like stop it. But I agree that it's kind of an orthogonal problem.
So I think it's a feature request. And
yeah.
I think I read this incorrectly. I thought it's a regression. So it started with we tested 125 to 129. I thought it's upgrade from 125 to 129 broke something, but maybe they just saying that all the versions are affected.
Yeah, this looks like we want to think about this problem and kind of change the design somewhere. So I'll bring it up in the SIG node meeting next time.
You can say current feature and Also mentioned that canceling ports is orthogonal problem. So the same effect can be reached by scheduling random number of ports and never canceling them.
Okay. You said the same effect can be. Okay, I'll comment on this later. We are already at time, so we'll triage the remaining bugs next time. Around 25, lots of them.
Right.
All right, that's all then, folks. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.